at Coach Reese on the field.
Angel Reese
She's
getting
already...
her team together.
Oh, she got on the field to get them right.
Okay.
I know that's right.
On the next one. I didn't see it. I personally didn't see it. I'm going to talk to my guy. I didn't see it. I did not see it.
The Super Bowl is one of the biggest events in sports, but somehow Angel Reese thought she was the main attraction. What started as a night of glitz and glamour quickly turned into a PR disaster. While real basketball stars were focused on their craft, Reese was too busy chasing clout and edit. Backfired spectacularly. Fans roasted her, online analysts called her out, and even her own supporters struggled to defend her. Meanwhile, Caitlin was in the gym proving why she's on a completely different level. So what exactly went down, and why is the internet dragging Angel Reese? Let's break it all down. Real Angel Reese has always positioned herself as a larger-than-life personality in women's basketball. She loves the cameras, the social media clout, the drama. But there's a difference between being confident and being delusional. And when she showed up at the Super Bowl acting like she was the biggest name in women's sports, fans had finally had enough. The internet erupted with comments questioning why she was even there, why she was trying so hard to insert herself into an event that had nothing to do with her. But the moment that really set people off was when she called out another player for being selfish.
Angel Reese, of course, as you can expect, would be on the basketball court, deep in the lab, really putting in work. Except she wasn't. She went to the Super Bowl.
Now let's pause for a second. Angel Reese, the same player who has built an entire reputation on chucking up shots, missing easy layups, and ignoring open teammates, calling someone else selfish. The irony was just too much for fans to handle. One tweet that went viral summed it up perfectly. Did she really just say you can't be selfish when she takes 30 shots and misses 27? The hypocrisy was on full display, and people weren't letting.
Listen, I need as much minutes as I can get. Alright, listen, if I'm getting a little tired of it, I'm honest. Okay, but I think you asked, like you asked something else. So if I'm asking something else, do your job. But I'm the captain.
It slide. The backlash wasn't just from random internet trolls. Either analysts for former players, and even some of her own fans started calling her out for always prioritizing personal fame over actual basketball. It's a pattern that has been developing for a while now. Instead of focusing on improving her game, she's constantly trying to stay relevant through off-court antics. And when you compare that to Caitlin Clark, the difference is night and day. While Reese was busy chasing the spotlight, Caitlin Clark was in the gym. That's the key difference between them. Clark doesn't need viral moments to keep her name relevant. Her game does that for her. She's out here breaking records, setting new standards for women's basketball, and inspiring the next generation of athletes. Meanwhile, Reese is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. And let's talk about the numbers for a second, because when it comes to influence, the stats don't lie. Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement, not even a game just here. Jersey retirement drew in 1 million viewers. Meanwhile, Reese's games in the unrivaled league struggle to hit 100,000 viewers on a good day. It's not even close. Clark is pulling in numbers that rival actual NBA broadcasts, while Reese can't even get her own supposed supporters to tune in consistently. The most embarrassing part of all of this is that Angel Reese has been trying to convince the world that she's the biggest star in women's basketball. She's constantly putting herself at the center of every conversation, acting like she's the face of the sport. But when the cameras aren't on her, when the game actually starts, she disappears. She's built an entire brand around hype, but that hype is crumbling. And let's not forget the actual performance issues, because if Reese was as good as she claims to be, the numbers would back it up. But the reality, she's not even in the top 10 of WNBA rankings. ESPN released their most recent list of the best players in the league, and Caitlin Clark was near the top, right where she belongs. Angel Reese, nowhere to be found. She barely cracked the top 15, and yet she walks around like she's already a legend. This is the problem with Angel Reese. She doesn't understand that being famous is not the same as being great. Clark is building a legacy. She's setting records, bring in millions of viewers, and proving why she's the best player in the game. Meanwhile, Reese is just trying to stay relevant by stirring up controversy. She's more focused on social media red carpet events and playing the victim than actually improving her game, and that's what separates true superstars from temporary hype. Clark doesn't need to constantly remind people that she's a game changer. She just goes out there and proves it every single time she steps on the court. She dominates. Reese, on the other hand, has to force people to care. She's constantly chasing validation, constantly trying to prove that she's just as important as Clark. But the truth is, she's not. And if you need more proof of how big the gap is between them, just look at their impact on the league. Clark's presence alone is changing women's basketball forever. She's bringing in more fans, more sponsors, more money. She's literally elevating the entire sport. Reese, on the other hand, is just trying to make sure people don't forget about her. That's the difference now. Let's get back to the Super Bowl, because this wasn't just a minor mistake for Reese. This was a massive public embarrassment. The internet was absolutely ruthless. Fans pointed out that while Clark was busy training improv and preparing for the upcoming season, Reese was out here playing dress-up at a football game. It was the ultimate proof that she's not focused on the right things. And what's crazy is that even Reese's own fans struggle to defend her normally. They're quick to back her up, to make excuses for her, to shift the blame onto someone else. But this time, even they were admitting that she was doing too much. That's how bad it got, when even your most loyal supporters can't justify your actions. You know you messed up. The funniest part, while Reese was at the Super Bowl, trying to be the center of attention, Clark didn't even need to be there to dominate the headlines. Even without showing up, Clark was still the biggest name in women's basketball. She was still making waves. She was still breaking records. She was still proving why she's on a completely different level. And that's what really exposes Reese's insecurity deep down. She knows she's not on Clark's level. She knows that no matter how much she tries to stay in the conversation, she'll always be second best. That's why she constantly tries to manufacture controversy, to keep people talking about her. But the problem is, at some point, people just stop caring. And after this Super Bowl stunt, it looks like that moment is finally here. The truth is, Reese is running out of ways to stay relevant. The unrivaled league isn't working. Her games aren't drawing viewers. She's not making any real impact in the WNBA. And now even her biggest attempts at gaining attention are backfiring. Meanwhile, Clark is only getting bigger. The gap between them isn't closing. It's getting wider. So what does this mean for Reese's future? It's simple. If she actually wants to be remembered as a great player, she needs to start focusing on basketball instead of clout. She needs to stop worrying about Twitter, stop chasing celebrity moments, and actually put in the work. Because right now, she's not building a legacy. She's just building a highlight reel of embarrassing moments. And at the end of the day, basketball fans see what's happening. They see the difference between Reese and Clark. They see who's serious about the game and who's just playing a role. And after the Super Bowl, they made their choice clear. Clark is the future of women's basketball. Reese, she's just trying to keep up. Reese's Super Bowl disaster wasn't just a bad look. It was a career-defining moment that exposed everything wrong with how she approaches the game. If there was any lingering doubt about where she stands in the basketball world,